exciting Saturday night here with Killswitch. We are going to be live at Kentucky tonight, and joined with me, as most of the time this season, everyone's favorite uncle, Field Filler. Sir, how are you this evening?
Hey, I'm good. What's up, everybody?
We've missed you the last couple of weeks. It was nice to get you to chime in the other night. We already know who your pick to win is tonight, so we're not even going to go there this early in the night. But here we are at Kentucky. Last week we had a phenomenal race you missed over at the Glen. Man, it was things that NASCAR would write about. The final lap of that race, they were on old, worn-out tires. The guy in first got hit by the guy in second. They both spun out in the bus stop, but they had a big enough lead that I believe only one of them ended up getting passed by the third-place guy. But the guy leading still ended up winning the race, the Man-Bird, getting his first win of the season over at Watkins Glen.
Awesome.
And man, it was just an all-around awesome race from start to finish. Wish we could race the Glen over and over every week. But this isn't Niners world. This is the real world, and we're at Kentucky, where I've said it over and over again. I've told these guys this week when I'm talking to them, it's all about the porta potty. Where you lift on that porta potty in turn 3, that seems to be like the most important mark on the track, in my opinion, here at Kentucky. One thing that I've been taught by you guys over in the FRR world is, when you think you want to get back on the gas, wait just a second longer in turns 3 and 4, and that's kind of how you get through 3 and 4. 1 and 2, I've kind of learned it's just a quick feather and go. Try to just hold the car down and try not to hit that wall coming off of 2. That team seems to me to be one of the hardest things on this track, is not getting in the wall coming off of turn 2. And that's my opinion on this track. What about you?
Well, yeah, the other side of the track is the interesting part for me. It turned 3 and 4. You're going to get the most speed down the front stretch coming out of 3 and 4. And getting into 3 is tough. If you slide up the track a little bit there, you're going to lose a lot of time. It's like you could almost go into turn 1 full speed. But turn 3, that one, you really got to let off a lot. And I think, you talk about the outhouse, the porta potty. To be honest with you, I've never even seen it. I go by engine sound, and I go by traffic. So I have never looked for a marker to let out of the gas at Kentucky.
Never looked at a marker for 3 and 4? Okay.
Nope.
It's all about engine sound with you.
It's all about feel. Yeah.
And that's why, you're one of the faster guys that I've raced against here. But it is to me. So that porta potty, and you'll notice it tonight now that I've talked about it. So right when you go into 3, there's this porta potty right before you make your turn into turns 3 and 4. And so I turn at the porta potty, I lift at the green light, and by the time I get to the first billboard, I'm back full throttle trying to hold that yellow line as best I can, or at least to groove off of the yellow line the best I can. Trying to get that power down the front stretch, trying to miss the fake, I guess it's like a fake wall, I don't know what, a stump in the middle going into turn 1.
I've heard about this.
And it's about a groove off of the line. So, whoever was, and this is that track, whoever painted the line was at least a 6-pack in, if not a 12-pack, when they painted the line on the front stretch here at Kentucky. But yeah, no, absolutely. Like I said, I barely feather it, if any, going into turns 1 and 2. Definitely want to stay off of the apron in 1 and 2. That will make a bad day out of anybody's day if they hit that apron in 1 and 2. So it's 1 and 2 is probably one of the more important corners, because you don't want to hit the apron, you don't want to hit the wall, you have to hit it just right in the middle, or you're going to have a horrible time going down the back stretch, and it's going to screw you up going into 3. And as you said, going down the front stretch is the fastest part of the track. So if you screw up turns 1 and 2, you're going to screw up the front stretch. That's how it's just all about being perfect every lap.
Yeah, I would say that turn 1 and 2, it's about how fast you can get into that corner, and turn 3 is more about how soon you let out to get into the corner. Because you can really charge one here. Big time. Right. You can charge it big time. But there's just not the banking. And turn 3 is not even as sharp of a turn, but there's just no banking out there.
Yeah, and it really stinks they took Kentucky out of the NASCAR lineup. I always thought that was a pretty good race, especially, I don't know if you remember the very last race they had at Kentucky. It was the battle between the bushes. Kurt ended up winning that one on the last lap, but that was one of the best races I ever saw at Kentucky. And then they're like, oh, guess what? We're done with it. It's not going to be on the schedule anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
Geez, I don't know why they would take it off. So real quick, I mean, we've got a little bit of time. They're finishing up qualifying right now. Points wise, Jinx still trying to catch Zan after missing that 1 week. He's down 12 points. So Zan, or the Icy Era as he's known now, is leading the points in that 12 car. You've got Jinx in second in the 22 Pennzoil car. You've got Frankenstein's Son in third in the 48. You've got Too Good in fourth in the 9 car. And he's going to be missing tonight, so he's going to be having to fill in for him. Now, the fill-in gets the points, but does not get any playoff points if he was to win a stage or the race. So he gets the actual points, he just doesn't get any of these extra points.
So the fill-in gets the points for the person he's filling in for.
Yes, so Too Good will get the points of whoever is filling in for him tonight, and I believe that is Mihoopty again. I'm not 100% sure. I'll know here in just a second. Last week's winner, the Man-Bird, he is 5th, tied with Mr. Twoon for that 5th position. Tiebreaker is going to go to the Man-Bird with the playoff points and the win last week at Watkins Glen. And then Bam Bam Twitch right there in 7th place. He's got his win, so he's locked into the playoffs. You got Sniper in 8th, Popeye in 9th, Silenced in 10th, Schlinken in 11th, and Brandon Hall in 12th. First guy out, 11 points back, is going to be Checo in that 11 car. Pyle, 5 points behind him in 14th. You've got Colt, about 25 points behind him in 15th. Visceral, 16th. Collins, 17th. Stags tied for 18th with Dunlap, and Dark Knight in 20th. So I think anybody in the top 18 has a chance of making it to the finals with 3 races to go. I think Dark Knight might be a little too far out to make it in the playoffs, but he's proved me wrong before. So we'll see tonight here at Kentucky if any of these guys are able to make it into the finals or get them a win and get them jumped up to the front. So we're just waiting for them to finish up qualifying, and then we'll jump in. And see what we can do with this 50%er here at Kentucky.
Can we let's do a little cleanup here. On your feed,
yes.
What I'm looking at on my laptop, it's really blurry.
My feed is blurry.
Now, I don't know if it's my computer or...
Okay.
Or what.
So let me go into my...
The screen.
Hold on a second. Let me end the stream and I'll restart it. Give me just a second.